paying running backs. It's been like a buzz thing for probably 5-6 years in the NFL. And people might wonder if there's a philosophical value placed on the position. Sometimes you have a position or a value on a player. How about value on a position? And would you rule out the idea of big running back money, big money for contracts for a running back? Because that is something around the league that does get talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. At the end of the day, I don't think you can make just cold, hard decisions. Hey, I don't pay running backs, or I do pay running backs. I think every situation is its own, and so you're always trying with any deal, running back, receiver, linebacker, whatever it is. You're always trying to find what you think is the sweet spot that makes sense for you and for the player. In this offseason, we found it with pretty much everyone we tried to get a deal done. He was the one. And that's probably why we're at where we are. We got a lot of the deals done that that we tried, and it's well known. We tried to get something done with Jimbo, and unfortunately, it takes two, and both sides have to agree on what that number is, and obviously that hasn't gotten there. But I'm not sitting here saying you don't pay running backs. I think you just have to find what the sweet spot is, and you're paying Josh Allen, you're paying 2 tackles premium. We're paying a lot of guys on this team. We paid Khalil Shakir. We brought in a Josh Punt. We're you're paying a lot of guys, so you can't pay everybody. And there's other guys that want to be paid that haven't been paid either. And that's sometimes a decision. We've seen unfortunately a Tremaine Edmonds have to leave. A Gabe Davis. You name the player, you'd love to keep them all, especially when you draft them like those guys and like James. We've drafted him, we've developed him, and he's done a great job developing himself. You would love nothing more than to keep him, but I got to make sure it fits under the whole umbrella, not look at each deal in a silo.